But, I think that that's probably the first thing that I would suggest people that are looking to break into the industry and they're kind of weighing their options, what they should probably experience and look at. What about you, Steve?
Yeah, I love the idea of experience being part of the mix. The next thing is 100% going to be some type of education around the
Mm-hmm.
thing. I don't want that to be you must go and get this 1 year, 2 year course, this $40,000 thing. Like, it doesn't have
Yeah.
to be intense and massive, but it probably also shouldn't be, oh, I'm just going to go read up and study these things, or pay $1 for some basic access and never actually take a skills test or exam on the other side to make sure that you retain some of the information. There's a lot of great information on the internet today. ChatGPT or any version of AI that you like. There's so much out there. For $100 to $200 coaching specific, you can learn a lot around fitness or nutrition or whatever excites you in this world, and go start working against that in some type of true form or
Mm-hmm.
fashion. So I would stack on at least a very basic singular course education suite of stuff, material that's going to give you information on how to go create a result for somebody. It doesn't have to be deep. It doesn't have to be years worth. It doesn't have to be multiple months. It doesn't have to be tens of thousands of dollars, but you should get some type of education on how to navigate whatever solutions you're trying to provide for people.
Yeah, and I wholeheartedly second that. And the thing that I would suggest as people are going in down that education route is you toe dip. You don't dive headfirst. And what I mean by that is there are people that will buy $10,000 worth of education and bundling in packages, and it's so overwhelming because it's so much stuff that they have to consume, right? And then on top of that, it's you have to then turn around and be masterful at applying it in a way that when to use it and when not to. If people go into a surgeon's office, naturally the concern is that surgeon is going to want to conduct surgery, right? And that's why they have to have the education that they have to know when it's positive and when it's negative and when to do that and when not to. But when money's involved, it gets kind of a little more hectic and a little more less clear. But I think that doing a cheap course is probably something that I would suggest most people start out with. Go do a NASM or, a $17 ISSA course or something wild like that. That's not going to be, well, actually, it might be kind of overwhelming because they do try to cram a lot of stuff in there because they do a volume play in terms of their sales. But you want to find a very simple course that will teach you one or two things about that specific knowledge domain. If you're a personal trainer, don't try to learn the functional movement screen on top of learning how to try to write a 12-month periodized program, on top of learning how to do some biomechanical, coaching and analysis, and then nutrition and all that. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're not going to have a great framework of integrating the information you're learning. So I would offer the framework of start simple, toe dip, then get more complex, and then go back to simple. And we find that the majority of coaches that stick around in the industry for a very long period of time have that approach. They'll be like, oh, this is easy. And you should be reductionist about it, of like, oh, well, everyone has upper cross syndrome. And like, yeah, okay, you're going to find out that that's not the case, but it's going to make you confident because you're not interjecting and adding a whole bunch of crazy shit to the mix to where you're like, well, it might be Yonda, like there's so many different things. But point being, keep it simple. Take the one tool, apply the tool repeatedly until it doesn't work anymore, and then go solve the next problem. And that's something that I would say having that type of idea in your head is probably a good prerequisite before going after your first paying client, because you're going to feel like you get punched in the face with that first one of like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. And, I don't feel confident at it. And it's going to translate and they're going to leave you sooner than later
Yeah.
because you're trying to do too much ineffectively.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that makes sense. And just learn a little bit and then learn when you need to. So many coaches go down this road of, I want to get all of this education and things like that. There's two problems. A, it takes a lot of time and you're being a perfectionist when the reality is you don't need to be going down that road. And it's slowing you down. Like, you're not able to actually go and deploy the information you're learning. You're going to forget some percentage of all the information you're learning because you're not actually using it in real world scenarios. So, that's big thing number one. The other side of it is a lot of times, like, I'll find, oh, I have these 40 steps to take. And I think about what step 40 actually is, and I have no idea. So I have to go and learn all of this stuff along the way to solve step 40. Meanwhile, I skipped over solving step 1 through 39. And if I would have done 1 through 39, I likely would have known 95% or greater of how to solve step 40 by the time I got there, and I'd be good to go. So stop worrying about that last thing. Worry about the thing that's right in front of you. It's called just-in-time learning, and learn it when you need to learn it so you can continue to stack it, use it. And chances are, as you go, you'll find learning those later on down the road problems becomes so much easier because you already have a really good base level and foundation of knowledge.